For 2024 model year, Buick refreshed its Encore GX, giving it its modern look and more sportier appearance. And today, thanks to Gettle Buick GMC in Punta Gorda, Florida, I'm going to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to start right up front, checking out this brand new fascia, the brand new styling on this vehicle, also the new powertrains that are available for it, and then walking around it, talking, ending up on the interior. And the end of this video, we're going to take it for a spin. If that's something that interests you, don't forget to check out the rest on my channel. Make sure you subscribe to it and give me a like. And now let's get back to this. The Encore GX, in my opinion, has always been that bridge between the luxury and non-luxury segment. So we're talking between the BMW and Mercedes and Audi and vehicles such as Honda, Toyota, or maybe even a Chevy as well. So this definitely provides a great value for the money. We're going to get into pricing in just a little bit. And this is what we have as far as the design for 2024 model year. Completely updated front end, so you have those brand new lights. And right on top, you can see that these have the check-marked turn signal / daytime running lights, and down below this is where your headlight unit is. Now this is the ST trim, so this is the more sportier looking one, and as far as that, you can see this black mesh grille surrounded by the chrome trim, and you also have this brand new Buick Tri-Shield logo. Down below you have a little bit more of this piano black accents. And now let's take a peek and see what powers up this Encore GX. So once we get this open, you actually have two different engine choices for this model year. This is the more powerful one, and that is a 1.3-liter Ecotec turbocharged 3-cylinder engine producing 155 horsepower and about 175 foot-pounds of torque. The less powerful one is the same as we found on Buick Envista, and that is a 1.2-liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine with about 137 horsepower. Now, as far as the transmission, that's where it gets a little tricky, because the front-wheel drive model gives you the CVT as a standard transmission, but if you do upgrade for the all-wheel drive model, you get upgraded to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Some sound insulation right here, and this is what we have underneath the hood. As we go around this vehicle, you see some more of this sporty looking features. That includes those 18-inch piano black wheels. I actually like them. They're pretty cool looking. You have this brand new Buick logo right in the center cap of them. 225/55 is the tire size on this one. You also have this piano black surroundings of the wheels, as well as right at the bottom of this vehicle, more piano black accents right here on top of the mirror, as well as the low profile roof rails. Also, the roof is painted black. There's no sunroof or panoramic sunroof in this particular one, but it looks pretty cool with this black roof. Now, if you look at the surroundings of the windows, right on top, there's a chrome trim that ends actually right at the very back of this vehicle, and then you have some more chrome accents in the door handles. By the way, the door handles are equipped with a smart entry system, so as long as there's a key somewhere on you don't need to press any buttons on it. As long as you press one of the 4 buttons on it, you can unlock or lock the entire vehicle. The overall shape is very similar to the previous generation one, especially if you look at it from here. Now, one thing to mention, now this is considered a larger compact SUV than the Envista, but it is about a foot shorter than this and only about 171 inches long. Well, let's take a peek in the back, because we have some changes for 2024 here as well, and that includes the brand new tail lights. These are all LED tail lights right on top. See how nice and bright they are. And then right at the bottom you can see the reflector lights and the backup lights. Now ST on one side, Buick in the middle, Encore GX on the other side. You have the third brake light right on top, and this rear bumper looks like out of a sports car. So definitely the bumper is faster than the rest of this vehicle, but it looks pretty good. You have the rear view camera down here, and then this opens up. Let's see how much room we have. Well, I can definitely see that we have more room than on the Invista, especially on the height wise. Now the Invista is more of the sloped back SUV, so this one's going to give you just a little bit more than that. Now what do we have underneath here? You have the spare tire, temporary use spare tire, and this double floor. You can open it up and raise it up. It'll actually make it higher. Some illumination for the cargo compartment. The seats fold down. They're 60-40 split. Let's see if we can do it from here. One. All right, so we can actually, and then if you remove that cargo cover, that's actually going to create even more room. And see, you can even do it one-handed. So if you have groceries in one hand, you can do it. Takes a little bit of effort, but it could be done. Well, let's check it out and let's see what we have as far as the passenger room. But before we get inside, let's take a look at this door panel in the back. This is hard plastic. This is nicely lined with the same materials the seats are made of. You have the window control, a bit more storage down below, and you also have the speaker. Now, this is how much room we have. I'm going to jump in just a moment to see if I can fit behind the seat that's adjusted to my regular driving position. Now these are the seats. They're actually a little bit firmer than I would like to see them, but they're not uncomfortable. And right in the middle here, you have this console that opens up. You have the cup holders here, and right in below you have the USB Type-C and the USB Type-A ports. There is not, I thought maybe there was a regular household outlet, but there's none. There's a little bit more storage in the back of this console. No bump at the floor, so this should be nice and comfortable to all three passengers. Let me jump in and see if I can fit behind myself. Be really tight. Be really tight. I'm touching, my knees are touching the back of the seat. So we are a bit short on the legroom or the knee room in here. Now, keep in mind, I am 6 feet tall and I have this front seat adjusted to my regular driving position. Now, as far as the headroom, there's no shortage right here. There's probably about 2-3 inches above my head. There's no complaints here. I also have enough shoulder room and I feel fairly comfortable in here. Now, let's see what's going on in the front. And before we get inside, let's check out the sound of the closing door here. Boom. It's okay. I mean, it's kind of right in the middle there. It's not the best, not the worst. And here's what we have on this front door panel. So in addition to the same things we have in the back, we have the lock, unlock, window mirrors, lock controls right here, a bit more storage down below, as well as a speaker. Now this is softer. So this is the difference between the rear panel and the front panel. This is actually soft plastic. And you have the power adjustment on the driver's seat. And let me jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this interior. And this is the interior of this 2024 Buick Encore GX. Actually, I like it. It looks pretty good. Now, on top of here, before we get to the screens, you have some soft touch materials right here. You have this trim, which I kind of wish it continued on the door panels. And then you have the soft trim materials right on top and here. Now, I can see that there is a head-up display, although I don't think it's enabled because I can't see anything on there. And let's take a look about the screen. So Buick claims there's 19 inches of screen in this Buick Encore GX. So you have the 8-inch as far as the instrument cluster, and you have another 11 inches as far as the infotainment system. We'll get to it in just a moment. Let's take a look at the steering wheel first. Flat bottom steering wheel, you have the Buick logo, non-shiny buttons, which is a huge plus in my book. So on the left hand side you have the cruise control and the adaptive cruise control, as well as the heated steering wheel. On the right hand side you have the media, and then what's going on in the instrument cluster. The steering wheel is tilt and telescoping, but it is a manual adjustment right here. not really heavy, so it's easy to adjust. And on the left hand side here you have the light controls. Now there's no pedal shifters. It is a CVT transmission that I have on this one. As far as the instrument cluster, it's very basic information right here. So you have the fuel gauge on the left hand side. You also have the compass right there, 34 miles to empty, and you have your speedometer. You also can see where it would be as far as the adaptive cruise control, but there's nothing really else here. You know, as far as the media, you can adjust your settings on the side, so you can turn on your sources as far as the AM, FM, Sirius XM, Android Auto, whichever you want to do, or you can also control what's going on as far as your phone. The recent calls are unavailable, and this is pretty much it as far as what you have in here. I kind of wish there was slightly more customization in here, but let's move on to the infotainment system. So what do we have here? This is the 11-inch screen. It's kind of a strange bezel over here, kind of extending towards the right, which a lot of like kind of dead spaces, but it's not bad. And you can see this familiar screen right here because this is an Android Auto, and it's actually connected wirelessly to the phone, which is a huge plus in my book. So you can see these are the Android Auto icons. You can also exit to go to the main screen as far as your Buick infotainment system. Not too much things going on in here. So Android Auto settings, camera, Wi-Fi hotspot, that's what we have as far as your home menu. You can also select, of course, your media, which you have the AM, FM, and the Sirius XM. You have the maintenance gauges, trip information, fuel economy, stuff like this. Then, of course, you have your phone. My phone is connected right now. And then go back to the home screen. Now, one important thing I think to check it out would be the rear view camera. And this one has the 360 camera. Overall, the quality of it is really nice. It has the active trajectory lines, and you can see they're also from the top down. So you can see if you're not gonna hit anything on the way out from your parking spot. So different angles. This is your front camera. This is your rear camera. And then you have your side cameras kind of bundled together, if you will. So this is it. The camera settings, not bad at all. Now, this is it. This is your instrument. This is your infotainment system. There's not a whole lot going on in here. Now, you can go here and go into settings. And then, of course, it's going to open it up as far as your daytime, language, phones, privacy, display, sound units, etc. So you can adjust certain things on here, but again, this is a fairly basic infotainment system. Down below here you have the vans, and then right here, this is what was strange to me, because at first I thought that was the automatic climate control. It is climate control, but there's no temperature setting. So this is kind of a manual climate control. So you have to adjust your temperature and the fan speed separately. There's no auto setting or anything like this. You do have heated seats. And then these are shortcuts for your rear window defroster, front window defogger, etc. That's where you start the vehicle at. Down here below, you have the 12-volt power outlet, USB Type A, USB Type C, and the wireless charger right in front. And here's your gear shifter. So pretty standard gear shifter. In front of the gear shifter, you have a few buttons. So you can turn on and off that automatic engine start-stop button. This is for your lane keep assist, and you can turn on or off traction control. Pretty nice size cup holders here. A bit more storage right in the middle, and just a tiny bit more if you want to open up this thing right here. That also, it's deep once you take this shelf out, but it's kind of a pain if you ask me. So this is pretty much it. This is the interior of this Encore GX. Nothing too crazy about the mirror. And right on top, you have your OnStar button, and then you have your light controls, illuminated mirrors, and the sun visors. That's the interior of it. Let's see how it drives. Well, we have a couple things to talk about before we take it for a spin. The first one is the gas mileage. So combined economy on this particular one is 31 on the highway, 29 in the city. You're going to lose about a mile per gallon or so if you opt in for an all-wheel drive. That's with the 1.3 liter engine. Now, speaking of this, let's see what trim levels are available for 2024 Buick Encore GX and what are the pricing. So it starts with preferred front-wheel drive with Ecotec 1.2 liter engine, which is, by the way, the only trim on the Encore GX that's available with a less powerful engine. And that starts at $26,895 before the destination charge. But if you do opt in for the 1.3 liter engine, you can also get that, and that's $27,290. Those are, of course, front-wheel drive options. If you go with the all-wheel drive, they'll set you back another $2,000 or so. The Sport Touring is the second trim up. $28,095 is the starting MSRP, and then the Avenir front-wheel drive starts at $33,195. So, you know, on paper it looks great, right? It starts under $26,000. It's technically a luxury brand, but if you look at some of the other luxury brands like the Mercedes, BMW, Audi, they do offer quite a bit more as far as the interior amenities, as standard equipment, as well as the performance. You know, at least on paper, they look a whole lot better. Now, I haven't driven this one yet, only on this parking lot right here, but we're going to take it for a spin in just a moment. But let's talk about a couple different things, the different models, right? So the Avenir is at $33,195, you know, but if you opted in with the all-wheel drive and add all the features, you can probably top it off at about $40,000, and that would be quite a bit for an SUV that's, you know, this size. Oh, here's another thing that I didn't tell you about, and let's do it before I start driving, before it gets dangerous. So first of all, this seat is power adjustments. On the driver's seat, we have the manual adjustment, and let's see how far back I can go. That's one thing. I can barely touch the pedals, and I'm 6 feet tall, so definitely made for people who are tall. Another thing, that this seat basically folds flat, almost. Like, I can recline all the way and relax there. Now, the driver's seat on the Sport Touring is manual adjustment. If you go to the Avenir, you also get the power adjustment on the driver's seat as well. Now, let's adjust it to my normal driving position. And you know what? Let's take it for a spin. Let's see the turning radius right here. Steering wheel all the way to the left. Very tight. Very tight. It turns on the dime, as they say. And as far as the ability, like as far as the suspension, yeah, it is pretty soft, but it's not bad, really. Now we're going to check out this off-the-line acceleration here. This 155 horsepower, it's about 20 horsepower more than we had in the Invista. Let's see if there's a noticeable difference. Here, the power comes in quite late. But yeah, I mean, it goes. We're not going to set any of the track records with this vehicle. My goal, like when I'm testing these vehicles out, is to kind of let you know whether I think it's going to be safe to merge in traffic or not so much. So we're going to try that. The 0 to 60, I mean, the Avenir, I believe that that was tested with the all-wheel drive. This is the engine that it had at about 8.8 seconds. So definitely, I mean, there's vehicles in its class that are definitely a lot quicker. Let's put it this way. Let's see if it's get enough get up and go to merge in the traffic, like right here. Get it up to about 30, 35. No issues here. So definitely enough get up and go to move it and merge it in traffic. I'm going to stop in a little bit and do more of a full-on acceleration test and see how quickly we can get, maybe to, you know, 50 or so. Well, so definitely enough get up and go to merge in traffic, and I think that's important. It's not as much important of how fast it's going to go 0 to 60 or if it has enough acceleration to win with that car right next to you from light to light. But But, you know, as far as the visibility, it's got pretty nice front visibility. Side mirrors are decent size, so there's no complaints there. The only complaint would be the rearward visibility, especially with those headrests up. I mean, it definitely does block it quite a bit. But overall, I mean, it sits up a little bit higher than the regular sedan, and that's what a lot of people are looking for. I mean, this is very roomy as far as the driver's room here. For me, you know, I'm 6 feet tall. I have plenty of room here, so there's no shortage of it anywhere here. And let's stop right here. Let's see enough of that get up and go. Here the power comes in a little bit later. Okay, we get it up to 50, and I think that's enough. That gives me an idea of how quick this vehicle is. And it's not the quickest one. Well, guys, overall, I like this vehicle. I think this would be a perfect choice for someone that doesn't have a lot of room, don't want to spend a ton of money, but still would like to get some of the nicer amenities that you'll get with purchasing the Buick brand. It definitely is priced well within the segment. It has some of the pretty cool and modern technology. I definitely give it plus for the looks as well. You know, if you're looking for performance, maybe this wouldn't be my first choice, but overall, I don't think people are looking for a subcompact SUV. Are looking for a race vehicle. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you learned one thing from this video, and if you did, then I've done my job. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Show me some love by giving me the like and hitting that bell notification bell at the bottom of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.